Hello and welcome everybody to today's video. Welcome to the Vee Academy. My name is Crumbrion, Professor Crumbrion, if you would. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a wonderful game that we played on Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. And be happy to get your reactions to it. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. If you want to follow me and watch games in real time, check me out on twitch.tv/Crumbrion. For now, let's go check out the game. Thanks for watching.
3, 2, 1, go!
Good morning, Breaker. Happy 420, Canine Conductor. I hope it rains today, actually. Today or tomorrow would be nice. Need to collect some rainwater. Need to collect some rainwater for Easter. Ooh. We're going first or second? We are going second. That's good. Pretty solid. So it is not a deck that we need to worry about item lock. Also good. It is a deck that we need to worry about poison donk potentially. Well, they can't donk Monkey, they can donk Ralts, and that would be very sad. Oh my god! All the stretches. Ugh. Secret box opening hand. I'm surprised. It is probably poison donk then. Yep, certainly is. Alright, they get everything in their opening hand. I would guess that they're trying to get bundle down as well here. Runaway a Peturant and an Ultra Ball already, so probably, I don't know what their 3 cards are, but they're pretty valuable by the looks of it. They threw out a boss and an Ultra Ball. Or they had a boss and an Ultra Ball. Interesting. And they're throwing away a lot of stuff that they kind of need. They have Carmine and Capsule. Well, they have Capsule. Another Duraludon. Just had double Perilous Jungle. Interest. They must be running low on Perilous Jungles then, because they only have a Jamming Tower left, I believe, now. Playing Zacian EX just to piss people off. That's funny. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's an interesting play. So, now we fill up our bench with Ralts because we don't have much else here. I don't want to Iono this turn either, I don't think. This. See what they do. So if they played 2 Perilous Jungles, I'm pretty sure that's it for their jungles. I think they only have Jamming Tower left now. Already retreated. Have a single energy to turbo. I'll hammer in for 30, I suppose. Which is fine. Ooh, they're getting rid of Night Stretchers as well. They're getting rid of all of their stuff. So, like, they have, like, nothing left. 2 Petruns are on the field. Their Perilous Jungles are gone. Their Night Stretchers are basically cut in half. The Munkidori, I guess. Somewhere. Grabbed a dark energy and a steel energy. Okay. That is probably the best that I could have asked for in that turn. Grab a single psychic energy here. We're gonna evolve, we're gonna Iono. Maddie! It's a Maddie 5. What are you doing? You get another monkey. You get a Scream Tail. They're very important things that we need. For sure. Now, they do have enough to get another Archaludon out here. And I kind of want to value my monkey over their things. Do that, and we'll sack a Ralts. Hopefully. They'll boss something here, I'm sure, but... Is the game bugged again? I mean, the game's always bugged. It's a constant state. Constant state of buggage. Unfortunately. There's the monkey. We'll out-monkey them at least. So their dark energy is on the bottom of the deck now, which that was what we assumed was going to happen. No surprise. Okay. It's not bad, actually. Worst things could happen here. I don't want to do that just yet, so we're going to just attach here. We'll push the damage over because they haven't. There's no rush to set up a second monkey yet because there's not really. Here. Used. Force them to retreat. They have no other Duraludons ready to go. No energy in the discard pile anyways. Bench locked. They can't use Relicanth. We want to kind of starve them out from their Relicanth as well. If they flip heads here, that's unfortunate, but we potentially can get, well, we'll have a second monkey going, we potentially get Screamtail going here as well. If they go for the option of the retreat and the poison route here, looks like that's what they might be going for. Packing, you get the heads. We can go with Screamtail here and hopefully get a Gardevoir going. Not very promising. I'd research this hand. Yellow for a Garde. not a Clefairy game. We did get a Garde. Garde's available. Is redeemable ticket worth using? Let's take a look. We have our secret box. We have our energies. We have a Night Stretcher. One's prized. Pretty much everything we need is in. Our Ionos are prized though. Probably not really worth using a redeemable ticket for, I don't think. Not this turnout. Time to put an effort into being awake. Let's go. All right, Night Stretcher is good to get off prizes here because we lose Screamtail to an attack here or Monkey. We just get it back next turn, so. Get their Duraludon back in. You could really use a Charm here, but if they put down Jamming Tower, it won't matter either way. Really need them to flip tails. Boss is good. Okay, boss is fine. Not bad here. They do knock out, now we'll have energy back in the. I mean, if they change the stadium, we'll have energy back in the discard pile. So yeah, they do flip tails because we have the Night Stretcher for the dark. We have the retreat on Garde, so we can discard that, which we can. And that is dead. Yeah, that's huge. Wish we had the monkey back. Well, and we have another monkey in the... We have another Night Stretcher, I meant, in the thing, so... Research here, I don't think we need to ticket, because now we have the Stretcher back. I think we need... That is a little helpful. Arven gets us our... Okay, beautiful! Let's go. And Arven would get us our second Stretcher, so we'd have double monkey going. And then we just fuck them. Oh man, that feels so good. That's another really fucking crazy deck to fight against. So again, like... That's 5 straight wins for this deck now. We're 5-0 on this right now. Like, Screamtail just goes insanely strong. And Lively Stadium got us there. Like, we didn't have Charm. We would get Charm the following turn, though, with Arven. So if Screamtail did get knocked out, I mean, again, Jamming Tower would kind of shit on it. Because we would lose both Jamming Tower and Lively in one go. But we do have Artisan still in the deck, so. And Secret Box. We still had access to Secret Box and Artisan, so. With Arven in hand, which means we could just go and grab it. If they bumped it there. Screamtail just gives us a fucking edge. Like, as much as I love Drifloon in this deck, Drifloon's very just single dimension. Screamtail can attack anything on board. That 200 damage to knock out the benched Archaludon was fucking backbreaking. That was crazy good. I do think, I mean, I'm probably going to put this one up on YouTube, because that was a very, very solid fucking game. Let's see. So we start Monkey. Like, I love the fact that like, we went to 3 Monkey originally. Like, when we were starting to tinker with this deck, we went to 3 Monkeys. Cut it back down to 2 in favor of Redeemable Ticket, or like, I think it's Redeemable Ticket. Anyways, Redeemable Ticket allows us, because I had a problem in IRL where I kept prizing at least one or both of my Monkeys every single fucking game that I played. And so with Redeemable Ticket in the game, it gives me insurance that if I've prized like both Gardevoirs or if I've prized both Monkeys, I can set my board state up to a point where like the stuff that I want to not be in prizes is in play or in my hand or on the field. And then I can use Redeemable Ticket to get the stuff that I want from my prizes back into the deck. So that has been a very welcome addition. I haven't had to use it yet because my prizing has definitely not been atrocious. I have prized like 1 or 2 things here or there, but I've not prized every single one of one thing. There was a game where I've prized all 3 Ralts. Now that I have Redeemable Ticket, that is not going to be a thing anymore. So at least if I notice that, I can at least use Redeemable Ticket and then get the Ralts back in the deck, etc. It's not just a complete game loss situation anymore. So there's that, at least. That's nice. So they start out with Duraludon. We don't know if this is the Ops variant or the Poison variant until after their first turn here. They play Secret Box, so obviously the Poison variant. They do a lot here to just, I don't know, they were very destructive to their hand. They got rid of an Ultra Ball, they got rid of Pecharunt, they grab themselves their Perilous Jungle, they get a Carmine, they get Booster Capsule, Nest Ball. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. So they Nest Ball for their Brute Bonnet, they get their Capsule attached to it, they Ultra Ball. They threw away a Perilous Jungle, which was weird, and they threw away a Boss's Orders, which was also kind of weird. They put a second Duraludon to the bench. They play Perilous Jungle. They play Carmine, which throws away nothing, I guess. They had this. That was the last card in their hand. Toxic Powder. Boom, boom. This was a kind of a weird one here because they poisoned themselves for 30 damage and then they put 30 damage on Monkey. We were very fortunate to have Vessel in hand to start. So we had Buddy Poffin. We go wide on our Ralts because we don't know how many Ralts we're going to have to sack here to continue being alive. Lively Stadium. So now that they've played both of their Perilous Jungles to field, one in the discard pile, one active, I don't believe they have many more, if any. I think they only played 2 and then possibly 1 Jamming Tower. So we can safely put down Lively Stadium to bump the poison damage and then give ourselves HP. So that's very important because they're relying on poison. So Lively Stadium is just like the anti to that. So we just very lucky to get Lively Stadium off of that top deck. Play Lively Stadium down, we get 30 more HP for all of our basics. A little bit more survivability. They also benefit from Lively Stadium, but I'm not super worried about that because when they evolve, they're an evolution deck largely. Archaludon doesn't benefit from the extra 30 damage. So we don't have to worry about that. And all of their basic Pokemon are things that Screamtail can easily swing into, regardless of how much HP that they have off of Lively. So that is just a straight benefit for us. So we Earthen Vessel here, we grab Psychic and we grab Dark. Dark Energy obviously going on to Munkidori. We can now use Adrenabrain to take the 30 poison damage off of our Monkey, push it onto their Archaludon, or their Duraludon to up the pressure here, because now that has 60 damage, we have 0 damage. Monkey's sitting very pretty, and then between turns we're only taking 10, so now they're going to be having 70, which is half of their HP now because they're sitting at 160. They bump the stadium, they're back down to 130, so it's more than half of their base HP as damage right now, so it's a pretty big, significant number, especially for what's about to happen. So they get Nest Ball, they get Latias, they play the Retreat. This was a bit weird because they could have promoted Pecharunt here. I'm not sure why, because they had Pecharunt in hand. They played Nest Ball. They did not put down Pecharunt first. They retreated to the second Duraludon and then played Pecharunt. It was a bit strange because they could have had at least, you know, 6 damage counters going, but I guess they thought maybe they didn't want to put extra on the board. I'm not entirely sure. Because, I mean, they did 30 damage anyways, so I don't know. They could have been doing a lot more in poison tick damage for nothing. So they evolve the benched Duraludon to Archaludon, and they attach the basic... So the only single steel energy that was in their discard pile, they attach to the active Duraludon. They researched 2 Night Stretchers away. That is painful to see. That sucks. That's I don't know how many stretchers this deck runs. It runs anywhere from 2 to 4, I believe. So like that could have been their entire, either their entire or at least half of their Night Stretchers gone for nothing. So if they lose an Archaludon, it's gonna be very painful for them to get it back. So this tells me they have Munkidori. They grab Steel and Dark with the Earthen Vessel. It tells me they have Munkidori. So they discarded Steel Energy. They only grabbed, that's what I thought. They only grabbed a Dark Energy. They did not grab a Steel, which was weird. So they grabbed only a Dark Energy off of that. Tells me they have Monkey. They attack for 30, which I don't know why you would do that, because you know that that 30 is coming right back to you. So we get a second Earthen Vessel, which is nice because we get to discard an energy. We're only going to grab 1 because we're going to play Iono here. So we grab the Psychic Energy for the attached to Munkidori so that we can Mind Bend. Basically making it so that they're going to have to take damage on that and then evolve out of it, basically. So we get Ralts evolved to Kirlia because we had Kirlia. We didn't want to Iono that turn because we had Kirlia in hand in the previous turn. So we evolved to Kirlia, we play Iono. At this point, they actually have like a decent amount of cards. Yeah, they had a decent amount of cards, so it wasn't really that detrimental. This was very good. Getting a second Monkey with a second Dark Energy, like it's very, very strong for us. We actually get another hand refresh as well. And we get Screamtail. Screamtail is going to be a fucking superhero for this deck right now. Like Screamtail has been an absolute superhero for us. Fantastic card. So we play Monkey, we play Scream to the bench. We Adrenabrain 30 over to Archaludon, bringing that grand total. I think it was up to 90 now. No, it was up to 100. So this has 100 damage on it now. And that's a bit terrifying for them. So yes, oh right, we retreat the Monkey because there's no point in using Mind Bend on the active Duraludon because it evolves to Archaludon the next turn and knocks out our Monkey and takes out the Dark Energy attached. So we value the Monkey more than we value putting damage on Duraludon this turn. So we just retreat the Monkey. We get another Psychic in the discard pile. That's going to be significant later too. And we sack a Ralts here. So hopefully if they have to burn a boss here, great. There's not really anything super valuable in terms of targeting on the bench outside of the Monkey with Dark Energy. So they Ultra Ball. They do end up getting a Munkidori. They play the Monkey to bench. They evolve the Duraludon to Archaludon. They had the 2 energy in the discard pile. And then they attach that to their active Archaludon, which now has 3 energies. They just attack into Ralts for 220, which is exactly what we wanted to have happen here. We wanted them just to attack in a straight line, go after Ralts, and then we could confuse, get damage on this Archaludon. Ideally, we could get Screamtail going or something, or we can get Gardevoir out, but ultimately we want to have the Archaludon that has 3 energy in the active and confused because they don't have a second Archaludon set up, so it's not going to be easy for them to facilitate another attack. They do not have a free retreat on Archaludon because it is a stage 1, so they do have to waste 2 energies to retreat the Archaludon if they do choose to do so. And then they don't have an easy way of getting it back because they're bench locked with their Munkidori. They don't have another Duraludon, which means they can't easily get those 2 energies back. So it's going to be putting them in a very painful situation. We put up Munkidori. We draw Research, which is great. We won't use it this turn because we have way too many cards in hand that are useful for this turn. So we attach another Psychic Energy to Munkidori. We can use the Adrenabrain, move 20 damage over. So the benched Archaludon now has 120 damage on it. Because we want to keep pumping damage onto this one because they're going to get their monkey going. They're eventually going to start take damage off of the benched one. So if we have it to a point where it's over 130 HP or 130 damage on this benched Archaludon, we can easily snipe it with Screamtail, and then that's fine. So we want to make sure it's outside of it being saved by their own Munkidori. We put 60 damage, we confuse the active Archaludon. Now, if they flip tails and we can get Gardevoir out the following turn, fantastic, that's great. If they flip heads, we'll be very sad, pandas, because we're going to lose a Dark Energy, but we have a backup Dark Energy in hand. Not really the biggest of deals. So they attach a basic to their benched Archaludon. They attach Binding Mochi, which shows me that they're planning on setting up an attack. They don't have an attack yet on their bench because they only have two Steel Energies and they've attached for turn. And that means that there's no Dark Energy attached in their monkey, so that damage is staying there. They attack through Confusion for 220, unfortunately knock out Munkidori, but we put Screamtail up. We're kind of in a YOLO situation. It's like, all right, well, if we can get Gardevoir going, awesome. If not, we sack Screamtail. We have a second Screamtail in the deck anyways. We draw Rare Candy, we attach the Dark to Munkidori. We research and we Prage. So we lose the Iono because we don't want, they're at a fairly small hand size now. We don't want to give them cards. This is not a Clefairy game because Clefairy is weak to steel, so that's going in the bin. And we don't need access to Rare Candy at this point because we have a Kirlia. So gets us 7 cards. It gets us the Ultra Ball that we're looking for, which is beautiful. It also gets us 2 Psychic Energy in the discard pile as well. So now, on top of the 3, or I think it was on top of the 4 Psychic that I think we had in the discard pile, now we're getting another 2. Pretty good. Pretty good altogether. Actually, no, we had 1 Dark and we had 3 Psychic, I believe. So that gets us our 5 in the discard pile. This is a very, very, very good research for us. We also get access to redeemable tickets, so we can do a deck check with the Ultra Ball to see if there's anything in prizes that we absolutely need with redeemable ticket. There really was, like, I mean, we had a couple of Ionos prized. Would have been nice to have access to them, but it wasn't completely necessary. So we Ultra Ball the 2 Psychics down. We end up getting Gardevoir. We Psychic Embrace. Bop, 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 bop. 5 to Screamtail for 200 damage. We attack the benched Archaludon, which is what they were planning on following up on the attack with because the active one is still confused. So that one is being taken out, and they don't have a very easy way of getting that back into the back into play. Lots of resources lost on that one. So we end up getting Night Stretcher, which is one of the things that we realized was prized. We had 1 Night Stretcher in deck. We had 1 Night Stretcher in prizes. It was not valuable enough to use a redeemable ticket because we didn't have a Stretcher in hand. If we had a Stretcher in hand, okay, cool, we might want to use that. But the chances of us putting a Night Stretcher back in the deck and then putting a Night Stretcher back into prizes, because that's possibly what happened. Be what happens. Too high to risk. So not using it. We get it off of prizes, which is great. We get the Psychic Energy in hand, which is also extremely good for what's about to happen here. So they Stretcher back in their Duraludon. That's their 3rd Stretcher, so this list probably plays 3 or 4, which means they only have 1 left, which means they're not going to have access to Archaludon if they don't have any more. They're going to be a very sad panda. So they get the energy on the Duraludon, setting up for another Archaludon play. They boss up Garde, thinking that we have no access to Gardevoir, or no access to retreating Gardevoir, which they're going to be very sad about. So we have a single Psychic in the discard pile and a single Psychic in hand, single Dark in discard pile. They flip tails on Confusion. This goes to 90 damage. They take 10 damage, so they're at 100 damage. Gardevoir takes poison damage. All right, so we draw basic energy. This was massive. We have 2 Psychic in hand. We research the 2 Psychic. We get to retreat the Garde, and that's all she wrote because they are not having any of that. They wanted Gardevoir in the active slot locked in, and we were able to retreat, and that was a trigger point for a concede. Pretty fucking solid. 5 straight games of victories so far for this Dreamtail, well, this Gardevoir deck. We'll be right back, though. But yeah, if you're watching this in the future, please be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be going up on YouTube, highlighting the changes that we've made to this Garde list. It's been pretty strong, so I've been enjoying it. See you very soon.